What's the best use case for ChatGPT in your daily life? This tool is amazingly powerful and most people don't know how to use it. Like, yes, you can use it for Googling things or just like, grammar chat. But I've been using it for more than a year now and I've developed like cool strategies and cool specific use cases that help me in a day-to-day basis, right? Like for work, for personal stuff, and also for stupid things that I like to do. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you the best 10 use cases of ChatGPT. And you might not like some of them, dude. I'm just letting you know. But here's the deal. If you know about them, you're more advanced than 99% of people on Earth. I'm Sam from AI for Marketers, and my promise to you, baby boy and baby girl, is that by the end of this video, you're gonna be all savvy with ChatGPT, okay? Trust me, bro. But remember, you gotta pay attention and give me a subscribe there, and a like and a comment too if you want, okay? Let's dive into the first use case. Okay, so first things first. Normally, when you're making videos about like features and about like, a top 10 of things, you leave the best for the end. But, I'm so hyped up that I need to tell you guys what's the best feature I use on a day-to-day basis for ChatGPT. Like, I cannot hold myself like, I just need to tell you because I find it so magical and so useful and most people do not know about it. That feature is ChatGPT Advanced Voice Mode. Now, of course, most people know that, you can interact with these AI models in like a voice type of way, but I've been doing it for a while. I've mastered it basically. I just jump into calls with ChatGPT, when I'm walking or when I'm in a coffee shop. I sometimes just pretend that I'm talking to someone, but I'm not talking to someone. Actually, I'm just talking to ChatGPT. I even gave it a name. In Spanish, I call her Valentina because I live in a Spanish-speaking country. I don't want to say like, hey, ChatGPT is like, kind of awkward, dude. So I just go with the flow, but this thing is amazingly useful to like have a smart conversation, right? So this is it. This is the advanced voice mode. I'm gonna talk to it a little bit to teach you guys how I use it. Hey GPT, how's it going? How's everything?
Hey Samuel, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? Are you working on something specific today?
Yeah, I'm recording a video about like the 10 best use cases of ChatGPT, like the 10 best ways I use it. What do you think about that?
That sounds like a fantastic idea. People love learning about practical applications. Are you focusing on specific scenarios, like productivity or creative tasks?
A lot of different scenarios, very specific to the best ways I've learned how to, use advanced voice mode. For example, the first feature I want to show them is like how we talk on a daily basis. Do you remember your name in Spanish?
Absolutely. In Spanish, you call me Valentina. It's awesome how you're using this voice mode for your videos. What's the next feature you're planning to showcase?
Probably the camera, that I'm accessing the camera there. Do you see me? I always never use this. Do you see me there?
Yes, I can see you. It looks like you're holding your phone in front of the window. The camera quality is pretty good. Are you planning to record your demo this way?
Yeah, I'm like, showing people like how I use it. They never see this type of thing, right? They always see the things I have in my studio, but they don't see like, the real thing going on in the studio, right?
Exactly. Showing behind the scenes makes it more relatable and authentic. It's refreshing for viewers to see the real setup and how you use ChatGPT in your everyday environment.
Right. What do you think, what's the best feature you have in advanced voice mode?
One of the best features in advanced voice mode is the natural real-time interaction. It's almost like having a conversation. This makes it great for on-the-go assistance, brainstorming, or even practicing languages. What do you like most about it?
Right. I don't know, dude. I just feel like I can have like an intelligent, smart conversation anywhere, anywhere I want. And I'm not restricted by like the counterparty, right? I'm just like, hey, I want to talk to myself as a mirror, but maybe a smarter version of myself and something like, that I can brainstorm with. I used to do that by writing, but now I do it by talking to you.
That's a great way to put it. It's like having an intelligent sounding board available anytime. It can help clarify your thoughts and give you a different perspective. It's a really powerful tool for brainstorming and learning. It's fantastic that you're leveraging it this way.
I just want to make sure that people know that you can see me. Can you describe me a little bit, how I'm dressed or how I look?
I see that you're wearing a dark colored jacket and you have brown hair. You're in a room with a closet door behind you. Is there anything else you'd like me to describe?
No, I just wanted to teach people. I'm not wearing a jacket, by the way. It's a super cool shirt, okay? Found in it like a flea market. But it's actually like super vintage. I'm cool. I'm cool, dude. Do you think I'm cool?
Absolutely. That shirt sounds awesome. Vintage finds can add a lot of character and uniqueness to your style. You're definitely rocking a cool vibe. And yes, you sound super cool.
I do. it's programmed to always be positive. So that's actually kind of useful for me because, you know, you sometimes want to keep that positive vibe, but you sometimes like need help for that. I use it for brainstorm, for business, for my content creation, for running my company, for everything. I use it in personal life, in personal stuff. That I actually used it because like I was going through like something difficult like in my life, and I used it as a therapist because I couldn't afford at the time a therapist. That was like a year ago, and the voice mode had just released, and I actually talked to it like, you know, to understand what I was feeling and how like I was dealing with the entire thing, and it helped me for sure. You know, even though I make this video, I try to not talk too much about how I'm feeling because I'm concerned about how like the other person like perceive that thing. But with ChatGPT, it's actually like super easy. It's not judgmental. I think that's an amazing feature. That's like something that we're unlocking. And now let's talk about the second best use case of ChatGPT. It's called ChatGPT Pluglins. And as you can see here, when you open the sidebar in ChatGPT's web app, you can see the entire like, you know, lines of GPTs I have saved. Of course, I've used more than that. If you go to the AI song workflow we did, like where I teach you how to use a song, if you have not seen that video, you can see it there. I not only use Suno for actually like the music creation, but I also use a ChatGPT plugin or a ChatGPT like, you know, a special robot that knows how to write lyrics, right? Is this one right here, Suno lyrics and prompt. And you know, I don't only use that one, like it's for everything. Sometimes you see like a long YouTube video that you don't want to watch because it's not engaging, or it's a long podcast and you're not super like sure if you really want to watch it and invest the 50 minutes there. So you just go to video summarizer, for example, which is a GPT, and this is not the only one that is there. Like, you know, there's a lot of different summarizes, and you just pay the link and it gives you like a summary of the entire video. You don't have to actually spend the 50 minutes there. You can just learn it by reading what the video is about. Okay, I have that for example, a book I'm reading. This book is Agora's Black Book, which is like a marketing book I'm reading, and I wanted to understand what actually was the book about. So I just like, whenever I have a question about the book where I from way to something I don't understand, I just put it there and tell it, hey, can you explain that to me in a way I could understand what, you know, the author is referring to. I have one for thumbnails, I have one for SEO, I have one for email, and I have also knowledge bases. I'm gonna talk about the knowledge bases in the 9th point because like something super specific that I want to teach you guys, and I think it's pretty cool. But if you go to explore GPT's page, you can see like all the different versions there are and all the different GPTs that people are publishing, because it's a community. It's not actually like OpenAI's, ChatGPT's company creating these GPTs. It's just people like you and me that, you know, have specific use cases and want to share with the world and create that super cool GPT that you can then download and use. You also have the ones made by ChatGPT, right? Like the lead, data analyst, Parceiro Esportivo, I don't know what that one is, creative writing coach, writing, etc. And if you go there, like productivity is also a Canva extension, Bit.io, which we're gonna do a video about, Scholar GPT, Excel AI, amazing, educational, lifestyle, astrology bird for ChatGPT. Okay, that one might be interesting, right? Astrology, expert astrologer GPT that needs your birth to answer queries. I'm actually gonna save that one, dude. I want to know my astrology thing. I don't think that most people that use GPT daily actually use GPTs specifically for tasks, and they just prefer to prompt like every single time they want to, I don't know, create a description, create an article, do a certain type of thing. They, instead of like, you know, doing the hard manual job of creating a GPT and then like, you know, automating that part of the process, they just prefer to, hey, prompt it every single time, and they just think, hey, that's not the smart way to do it. The smart way to do it is create the GPT once, then you can like, you know, use it at your convenience. It requires a little bit more work at first, but then like you save a lot of time and mental bandwidth. The third feature I really like is something called memory and memory work in general. Now you might know that GPT's got this super cool thing that says memory updated. What that means is that with time, ChatGPT knows a lot more about you. Like it saves data that it grabs from your conversations for future conversations. That way, not only you get more personalized answers, but it knows you a lot more. The same way that, you know, a friend of yours that you've known for 10 years, maybe like can help you in a smarter way than someone you met 2 days ago. That's because this person that, you know, has been a friend of yours for such a period of time knows a lot more about you than this recent friend. results because it's got a lot more data, right? He knows your, I don't know, favorite sports team. He knows your favorite country. He knows about your food. So when he's like making decisions or collaborating with you in something, the specific answer, the specific task will be much more tailored to you. Like that's basically what we have achieved with ChatGPT now with its memory. So the more you use it, the more useful it is. It's actually kind of crazy because it's the first time we as humans experience that type of relationship. So how we trigger the thing using the memory is by simply going here, right? And telling it, based on the knowledge you have about me, generate a picture of how you think my room looks like. Should have said bedroom. Or actually cool, dude. It doesn't look like that too much, but you know, kind of similar in the sense of like it knows the colors. It knows I have a computer there. It knows I like AI. It knows I like Apple. It knows like, you know, I have a chair. It knows I have a microphone. Crazy, right? Right? You see it there. It's actually kind of cool. You can ask it like a lot of like that knows it from the memory. Based on the knowledge you have about me, I want you to describe what you think is my favorite word. I don't know what my favorite word is. I just want to show you guys that this thing knows a lot about you. Based on what I know about you, your favorite word might be leverage. Yeah, this word aligns with your entrepreneurial mindset. You focus on maximizing potential, whether in business, personal branding, AI tools, and your goal turning opportunities into scalable results. It also reflects your tendency to seek efficiency and impact in everything you do. Let me know if that resonates. It does. It does resonate. I want you guys to, you know, use based on you know about me prompt as much as possible because that prompt is triggering directly the memory aspect and the memory feature of ChatGPT. Therefore, like every single task it does using that prompt will be much more tailored to what you're looking for because it knows a lot about you. The fourth use case, and something I really do on a daily basis, is actually using GPT to help me write. And you're probably saying, hey man, like, you know, most people don't write, so why are you saying that that's useful for a day-to-day task? And here's the deal. Something I'm pretty sure you can understand is that we're like writing a lot these days. Whenever you're doing work or you're chatting or you're like in your phone, you're usually doing some typing. And because we want to improve ourselves and improve like the way we are and the way we do things, I think it's actually cool to be intentional about your vocabulary and the way you express yourself. So it's actually never been easier to learn new phrases, new ways of saying things, new words, based on your own tonality and based on the way you actually speak. So before having GPT, the only way you could do that was actually by just reading books and reading like, you know, maybe having conversations and just grasping general knowledge and then incorporating that to your day-to-day vocabulary, right? Lexicon, right? But now, thanks to GPT and this technique I'm gonna show you guys, you can actually learn how other people that you think are successful or that you admire would say the things you are trying to say. So for example, let's ask GPT to, hey, can you generate an article about the 3 best AI tools? Be like concise and use my voice with the article and be short. Let's generate first that article, right? The 3 best AI tools, the way I would write it. The 3 best AI tools you should be using right now. AI tools are transforming how we work, create, and grow businesses. The right tools can save time, improve quality, and give you an edge over the competition. Okay, ChatGPT, Midjourney, and Runway. If we grab this exact text, let's say the title, right? I wouldn't write that hook like that, but let's say I did. I paste the hook and tell it, give me 10 alternatives of this exact hook, of this exact title, but like you were Scott Galloway and Naval Ravikant. Give me 5 and 5. Write it differently though. Don't be constrained by the idea nor the length of the title. Write it better. We're asking it to actually, let's put a point there so he knows what the title is and maybe a parenthesis, and there you go. The AI arsenal that will make you unstoppable on 2024 and 2025. 3 AI tools that you need to dominate in your industry now. This is the tech that separates the hustlers from the strugglers. Your AI toolkit for crushing the competition. Stop wasting time. These are the 3 AI tools. Okay, that's basic, you know, Scott Galloway's. If you don't know Scott Galloway's, he speaks like this. Naval again, another writer that I really like. I love his traits. I love a lot of the ways he thinks. The 3 best AI tools you should be using right now. AI tools are transforming how we work. And the thing is, you can do this for like anything you want. Of course, I wouldn't like, you know, change the entire thing I'm writing. If I'm writing, it's me, right? but then I could maybe use a word Yaval would say or Scott Galloway would say and incorporate some of that to what I'm writing. Is it the best tool in the world that lets you actually borrow someone else's ways of speaking, of saying things, right? Of expressing themselves, but in your tonality and in your voice or your own idea. It's actually super, like, it's amazingly cool. The fifth use case, it goes like similar to this last one on the writing side, but actually with problem solving and many other, use cases or professions or everything. We're using the ability of ChatGPT to personify an expert on something to solve a problem of ours. So this use case I call, if you were X, how would you address Y? And this prompt is especially powerful whenever you're specific about the problem and specific about the type of person GPT needs to be. For example, I can ask GPT, if you were the best content strategist in the world, the best YouTube expert person that extremely knows perfectly the algorithm and has studied the way most successful channels in the world have risen, have grown, what would you tell me to do next as my next video for AI for marketers? 10 AI tools that every marketer must use in 2024 and how to use them to make money. Strategy execution, start with the hook, introduce the tools, insert your perfect, right? There you go. That's what I'm telling you guys. I don't think that needs a lot more like explanation. I think it's pretty cool. You can use it for everything. If you were like, having a relationship problem or maybe like a friendship problem, hey, I'm like, if you were, this and this and this, like this profession, the best therapist or the best communicator in the world, how would you address this and this and this and this problem? And the more specific you are with 1X, right? The specific type of person, specific type of expertise ChatGPT or 1 needs to have, and then specific with your problem. In general, that's a rule to follow. The better the prompt, the better the answer. Now let's go for something kind of similar, but that I want to show you guys. And those are knowledge bases. This right here is one GPT of mine called AI for Marketers knowledge base. Okay, so this thing you can see here is called knowledge base, right? A knowledge base is basically a GPT that you input a lot of knowledge about something specific that you recurrently do. Maybe the difference between a normal GPT and a knowledge base is that the knowledge base has a lot more data specifically about a project that you have or someone, maybe like, you sometimes need a knowledge base for, let's say, if you have a relationship for like your spouse, right? Boyfriend and girlfriend, or maybe like you have a knowledge base about like your team, right? Inside your company. Maybe you have a knowledge bases, things you know and need for your dog, right? In my case, this channel is something super important for me and I have a specific knowledge base for it. The way I create them is basically, if you go here, it's like create a GPT, you go to edit GPT and it's like creating a GPT. By the way, we have a video showing you guys how to create GPT. You can configure it there, dude. So for example, if I were creating it now, I would like upload a lot of the transcripts of the videos, a lot of the things I've written about AI, a lot of like different inspiration sources I have, like maybe other channels, maybe like thinkers, maybe like tweets, and articles that show people how to use AI tools, the ways I'm thinking about growing the channel, especially like everything, right? And I can tell it here all the capabilities I wanted to have, and the thing will give me a lot of like, specific knowledge about our channel, right? Maybe like the business plan I have for this, the vision I want for a channel, what I want the channel to become, all of that AI for marketers has. The thing is gonna tell you like a very tailored response because it knows a lot about the data set, is the things you've given it, right? So the rule is the more specific data GPT has about a project, the better it will perform. But the difference between GPTs and knowledge bases, in my opinion, is that knowledge bases have no action. They are multi-purpose. You can ask it, hey, based on a video I did, write an article. You can ask it, what's the best video I should do? You can ask it, what should be the thumbnail for this title, or etc. Number 7, code interpreter. Now, I don't want to go super deep specific here. As you can see here in the B-roll, there's a lot of ways to actually interpret code using GPT, and depends of your technical expertise, how much like interpretation, let's say, that you need for code. If you're an engineer, if you're a technical person, if you're a programmer, you probably don't need like GPT for interpreting, like, for telling you what this code means. But if you're someone that's not technical, you're trying to learn how to code, or maybe you're a designer, you're trying to collaborate with the front-end engineer, with the back-end engineer, and you don't know what something means, instead of actually having that engineer just tell you what that means in plain English, you can just copy it from the copy base, right? From the code base, and copy it to GPT and tell it, hey, can you interpret that code for me and explain me like I'm, a non-technical person what that code does? And it's actually super useful because it's like translating something. It's just like translating from languages. Same way with design. And that's actually the 8th use case. They're kind of similar in that aspect. The 8th use case is, yeah, people know that you can interpret code and words with GPT, but what they don't know is that you can actually just screenshot. And because I'm screenshotting it, right? At the screenshot there, I can go here to a new chat, put it there, and ask it, can you tell me what that image is? You can ask it for it. You can literally screenshot things in your computer and your phone, upload it, and tell it, hey, I need this, like, tell me what that means. Maybe you're an engineer, you don't know about like aesthetics, and you know about design, you don't know about direction, so you might not know how to describe some things, and you need to learn it in order to tell your designer. And that, that happens like as a CEO, that happens like in every single profession, right? So the way we use it is just taking screenshots and taking like maybe screen recordings, and maybe like, instead of like pasting or trying to describe what we're seeing, just tell GPT, hey, this is what I'm seeing and I need your help. The image screenshot is a project of a platform named AI for Marketers knowledge base attributed to Samuel Vaughn. On the right, it shows a video recording interface where a person, likely you, is speaking to a microphone with a timer showing 16:9 elapsed. There are options to cancel, restart, or preview recording in the bottom. Tells you whatever like is seen. I think those are two like twins ways of interpretation that are important, from code to normal text, from normal text to technical expertise, right? Maybe like someone that does not know how to read design, let's say, needs a little bit of expertise to input into something, or maybe like a lawyer is trying to learn what some medical statement means. There's a lot of collaborations, and we can use GPT for translating things between industries if you are someone resourceful and driven. Number 9 is something I call high context problem solving, and it's actually pretty cool and much more useful now that O1 is actually open to the public. What I want to tell O1 to exemplify the thing here is, hey, I need help creating like a super complicated type of problem that maybe involves like a lot of emotions and a lot of people and like a long context. I want you to give me that so that I can input it in a new chat, like a prompt for using O1 to help me a super complicated type of human generalistic type of problem too. Don't use any specific names or something specific to me. I just want to showcase how O1 can help you solve problems using a lot of thinking. Just input that there because I want to show you guys that the more context you give to ChatGPT, specifically to the O1 model, the better the thing is, right? So there you go. It gives us like a very complicated concept. Let's copy that. Oh, still generating it. Can you do a one sentence type thing, one paragraph type thing where like you tell me what the problem is? I don't want to read all that. A diverse team working on a high-stakes sustainability and technology project faces a mounting tension, burnout, ethical dilemmas, and stakeholder pressure, while juggling cultural differences, tight finances, and personal crises, in a way that threatens both their unity and their project's ultimate success. So that's a difficult type of problem than someone like a CEO would have. The way someone would solve that is actually through a lot of thinking and learning like everyone's perspectives and getting a lot of data to understand how that things, like how you would do things as a leader, right? You can ask this GPT right here, paste the problem, you copy the thing, and you ask it, I need help solving this complicated problem. Please think a lot and give me like the best solution in a one paragraph thing. You need to be the smartest you can, the smartest leader, the smartest like model, and think a lot. Use a lot of tokens for your thinking. I need the solution to be in one paragraph. So that's a complicated problem, right? A like a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different human emotions. We're asking it to think. It's thinking. It will take a while because I asked it to use a lot of tokens and think a lot. Okay, it only did for 6 seconds. Okay. A powerful way to unify this diverse team under immense pressure is to establish a clear, flexible framework that values inclusive communication, ethical co-creation, and pragmatic deliverables. First, institute a rotating cultural liaison system that ensures local voices are heard heard without stating progress, thereby building trust both community members and stakeholders. There you go, right? Like difficult problems, you can do that with math, you can do that with physics, you can do that with computer science, you can do that to code, you can do that with therapy, you can do it like for every single thing you need to do in your like day-to-day basis. Remember that the more context you give about a problem, the better the solution will be. The last use case is actually something relatively simple that I don't want to dive too much in because it's something more general, but I want to tell you guys that you can actually do that. We have a specific video I called the GPT as a therapist, and I don't want to dive in because like the thing's gonna go too long, but I just want to tell you that you should try telling GPT not only how you're feeling, but trying to define how you view yourself, how you view others, how you view your projects, how you view your daily actions using this amazing mirror. The best way I sometimes describe GPT and LLMs are super, they have a lot of knowledge about you. Talking to them sometimes, especially when you talk about like personal things, it's like talking to a mirror. There's a really smart mirror combined with a really smart a family member or friend of yours that always wants the best for you. Of course, I'm not like, thinking that these tools are perfect or they're the best, but I do think they're extremely useful for a day-to-day basis. And I certainly know that since I've been using them in these 10 different type of ways, I'm now smarter, more productive, and happier. So I hope you guys like the video. There's a lot of more videos like this in the channel. You can see the best for you there, and a playlist of all of our videos and courses and tutorials right there. Please subscribe and see you in the next one. Bye.